Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm a little bit curious on how today's video is going to go. As you can see by the title, I will be testing out the new Bareminerals foundation for you guys. I haven't really used too many of their products before. I've used a lot of their eyeshadows, to be honest, because a lot of them were hand-me-downs when I was a child. Well, not a child, but a teenager, when my mother really used the Bareminerals whole brand, just because of their background was a little bit more for sensitive skin rather than some of the other brands. So as you guys know, I have sensitive skin. Well, that runs in the family, and my mother's where I got it. So I've kind of been familiar with the brand, but to be perfectly honest, I haven't tried any of their foundations. I've tried some of their powders, and like I said, some of their eyeshadows, maybe some of their translucent powders. I do have a palette for that, but that's about really it as far as my extent goes with them. So I'm really curious to see how today's video goes. Bareminerals did just come out with this new foundation. It is their BAREPRO Performance Wear Liquid Foundation. This is what it looks like. And it just has a normal pump here. It's not a pore spout or anything like that. I did get this at Ulta, and it was only $34. So for a slightly more high-end brand, $34 for a foundation is not too bad. It does have an SPF of 20, and it does say it's a medium to full coverage. So I'm usually not into too full coverage, just because it can be so dense on the skin. I've heard there's a lot of good ones coming out, so I'm definitely going to have to trying those foundations, but for the most part they can be a little bit too harsh for me, especially on my day-to-day. This is a 1 full ounce, of course. That is pretty standard, so you get that normal amount of product as well. So on Ulta.com, it does say that the reviews are about 4.5 stars at this point, and there are 30 different shades, so there is quite a collection to choose from and to try to match your skin. Just to kind of show you what the description says online, it says it redefines what long wear means: a good for skin, high performance formula that blurs pores and imperfections while improving the appearance of skin texture over time, with 24-hour wear in range of natural matte finishes. It works and plays as hard as you do. And just to add, it is dermatologist tested, oil-free, non-carcinogenic, non-comedogenic, which means it doesn't clog pores, and it is makeup pure, so you can sleep in it. So this whole line was really supposed to be about making it good for your skin. So not only is it going to provide you good coverage, and not only is it going to be protective as far as the sun goes, but it's actually supposed to be good for your skin, which for me is actually a really great idea, because for the most part, when I wear new makeups, especially with foundations, I have to be careful because they can really break me out if I wear them too much. I'm not a big makeup person as far as when I just go running errands or on the weekends. It's more for my everyday wear if I'm going out on a date or something special like that. So the idea that this is actually something that's good for you to wear is really intriguing for me. I know you guys are probably like, just shut up and get to the actual testing of the product, but one other thing I want to add, because this is kind of coincides with all of that, so it says 100% of women that tested the experience tested this product experience improvement in their skin's texture and hydration immediately upon application, and significant improvement in the appearance of pore size after 3 weeks. It says it's clinically shown to improve skin hydration by up to 30% after just 1 week, and shown to improve appearance of skin's texture by up to 50% after 6 weeks. And it's shown to minimize appearance of pores over time. So that's a lot. That's pretty big numbers there. 50% in just that short amount of time, immediately feeling the difference when it's on the skin. So I'm really pretty excited about that. So without further ado, finally, I will get into testing the product. So I've really zoomed you guys in so you can kind of see where I'm starting from. I do have some discoloration. You can't really see, but right here, my skin is a little bit dry, and my pores are, well, they're my pores. So I'm really kind of wanting to show you guys where the base is. The only thing I've done at this point is wash my face and hydrate just a little bit, nothing really heavy, because I wanted to test the hydration of the foundation without obscuring it with more products. So This is kind of where I'm starting as well, and I am going to go in with the primer first, so I will do that. And I'm going to be using my Milani Prime Correct primer first, just to try to help remove and reduce some of the redness that I have on my cheeks and on my nose first. As always, when I'm testing a new foundation or face product, I'm also going to use two different methods to apply it. I'm going to be using my sponge on one side, and I'm going to be using my kabuki brush on the other, just so I can also see whether I like using the brush better or the sponge better, or if there's really any difference at all. I am noticing right away that the formula, at least in the first few pumps, is a little bit liquidy because I did apply it to my brush here. And it started out, normally you get like that little bit of bubble. I'm trying to angle this the right way. You get a little bubble here where the makeup is, but it just kind of soaked in there. So it, the brush really absorbed it. So I'm noticing that the formula is a little bit more watery with the consistency. But I'm gonna see how this goes. I probably will end up having to go back and just applying it to my face and then blending it out from there. So we'll try it out. This is my right side done with the kabuki brush. I'm not mad at the formula yet. I'm not mad at the foundation. As I'm trying to look a little bit closer, the brush didn't leave it a little bit kind of streaky, and it didn't really absorb into my skin right away. So I think that the sponge is going to be better to help kind of push it into my skin, but it feels good. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey. It definitely does not feel oily at all. And I have fairly dry skin, but even with a product that is really oily, it just feels greasy. It just feels gross, especially while we're still in kind of that summertime. And it feels good though. I don't, it's not super sticky or anything like that. It looks very natural on the skin. So far I'm really impressed with it as far as it being good for you and not too crazy as far as the cakiness. So now I'm going to go in with my left side with my sponge, and this is all I have put on my sponge. So I really wanted to see how far the product will go. Alright you guys, now that the foundation is on and blended on both sides, I'm kind of letting you still be zoomed in so you can see the difference. It has had a little bit more time to soak in on this side, but I think I do like it better with the sponge. It just, when I get really kind of up close, it does look way more hydrated, especially around the outer corners of my nose and mouth. I can see a difference there, and it felt better going on with the sponge. I did have to use a little bit more on that side just because the consistency was a little bit thinner than some of the other foundations that I have. So I had to do a little bit more to make sure I had full coverage using that method, but I like the outcome a lot better. And so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face, and then I will let you guys know how I feel going forward throughout the rest of the day as I'm wearing it, how I feel. But pretty much my face does feel hydrated, so I think that was very truthful there. Skin appearance, it definitely did a good job covering everything. I would say it was definitely more medium than full, or medium full coverage, just because you can still see a lot of the pink and a little bit on my under eyes. But I'm very pleasantly surprised with how it actually does look very flawless and very natural on the skin. It doesn't look like I am wearing a lot of foundation. And usually when you get to some foundations that have that SPF in them, you do get a lot of flashback, especially on your cheeks. And I'm seeing a little bit of that, but I also have, you know, a lot of light on me rather than natural light. But I'm not just overwhelmed by that, and I don't feel like I'm looking shiny. I'm not looking greasy. It did make my pores fill in just as much as a primer would. So I'm actually really happy with the foundation, you guys. And it really does look a lot better on the sponge side than did on the kabuki brush side, but it still looks very natural. I just can't, I keep looking at myself in the mirror because I'm like, did I put it on? Did I put enough on? But I have some acne going on right here, and you can't really tell, but yet your face still does look very natural. It does not look like you're wearing makeup really. So yeah, I really do recommend this product. I give it a thumbs up. If you are looking for a good foundation that is going to be more of a natural look, you want something that isn't going to be cakey, not too full coverage, but is still going to, you know, cover up a lot of the blemishes or redness or anything that you've got going on. I am really digging this foundation, you guys. And again, for $34 and you're still getting that full ounce, it's a good value in my opinion, as far as, again, what you're getting out of it. So again, I give it a thumbs up. And I want to remind you guys to make sure you subscribe to my channel before you go, to make sure you're entered into win my drawing. Again, you have a few more days. It ends this coming Sunday. So make sure that you comment on this video or any of the others that have the little giveaway tag on them to make sure that you get entered in to win that $50 gift card to Ulta. But in the meantime, as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.